Happy Sunday, guys. Hope you guys are not too sore from the week so far after all those benchmarks. Today's workout is more for your recovery, kind of just moving, making sure we're getting some blood flow through that body. So that AMRAP 10 today is 6 alternating power snatches plus 6 box jumps for the workout there. So again, as I mentioned before, use this as more of a movement day. Get yourself moving. If you can, if it feels good, you're not going too intense in this workout, see if you can do a minute per round there. I would say it's pretty doable, but again, if you need to scale it back a little bit, you can do that as well. Again, the focus is just to get blood flowing through the body. Let's promote recovery and get ourselves ready for the next week to come. So with that said, guys, with the AFTERBURNER, just a little bit more movement, more focus on the upper body, just feeling out those positions, getting blood flow. So we're doing 5 plus 5 single arm strict presses, then 5 plus 5 single arm flies. So really trying to create awareness in our positions, feel out those positions, and feel strong there. Hope you guys enjoy today's workout and the AFTERBURNER. We'll see you guys next for the warm-up video.
Okay guys, today's warm-up is 3 rounds. We're starting off with 5 inchworm walkouts. So for that inchworm, just remember, try to keep the back of the legs nice and straight so you can feel that stretch in the hamstrings. You can round your back, that's totally fine. We're gonna walk out that inchworm. If you can keep going further and further, head through that window, rib cage in, squeeze your butt, hold it for a second at the bottom, and then walk it back out. So at the top, you're feeling that stretch in the hamstrings. You're warming up the shoulders by walking out, and we're even getting into that core tensioning as you walk the hands a little bit further from the body. Once you're done that, we're gonna go for 10 seated leg lifts. For the seated leg lift, we're just gonna sit down on the floor. You can bring your hands to start a little bit further backwards. Get that back and chest up tall. Pull that rib cage down so you feel those abs. And you're just gonna raise both legs as high as you can for 10 reps. This exercise is going to target your core and your hip flexors, that little muscle at the top of your hip, top of your quad there. You're gonna feel that firing up as you go. If you wanna make it a little bit harder, you can bring your hands further forward. That makes it a lot harder to try to get those legs up as high. Play around with it. You can start with the hands a little bit further back. To make it even easier if you need to, you can bring your hands all the way back and build on those lifts. Once you're done that, we're gonna go for 10 shoot-throughs. So in a shoot-through, for now, I'm gonna show you guys using parallettes here, which is what we use at the gym for these. If you're at home and you don't have parallettes, a lot of you might not, you can use 2 chairs. So just hands on top of the chairs, 2 boxes, anything that you have lifted off the ground will do. So for that shoot-through, we're starting off at the top of the push-up. So you see that rib cage is in, back's nice and flat. You're gonna tuck the knees in, bring your legs through, and then I'm gonna tuck the knees back in and push back to that start position. So we're going for 10 of those. No push-up or dip at the beginning or end. After you've done that, we're going for a 20-second bottom of squat hold. So for some of you guys, it might be great for you to even use a post for this one or a door jam. For some of you guys, you don't need that. And either way, guys, we always say experiment with both if you can. So what we're trying to do here, using that post, you can just get your back and chest up really tall, sink those hips down low, try to get the back and chest up tall. You can rock gently back and forth. You can also try, again, doing this without holding your post or wall. You're just rocking a little bit, holding it for 20 seconds, trying to feel that core tension, and also trying to feel that hip opening up as you go. Enjoy today's warm-up.
I forgot.
Starting with the alternating snatch. I got a dumbbell here, guys. So, depending what you have at home, your starting position might be slightly different, okay? So, what I'm getting at is if I have a smaller object, I might have to squat down to reach it versus leaning forward and rounding my back. That is usually your go-to, more natural, kind of lean forward, reach for it. Then that changes your spine position, does not keep it in neutral position. So try to get in the habit of hinging with the hips. Okay, squatting down if your object is a little bit smaller, okay? To avoid using your back or compromising your back position, use those legs. Just like any lift here that we would use with a barbell, you would deadlift it from the floor. From there, guys, you're gonna drive your hips, heels into the floor. As you drive your elbow slightly back, then quickly turn it around and punch it to the ceiling, okay? Avoid that two-step because it's not a clean and press, it's a snatch, okay? So one fluid, continuous movement all the way overhead, okay? Yourself an object going from box jump, 4, 15 box jumps. You can step down, or you can jump up and jump down, guys, as long as you're not doing this. Open your hips at the top in your jump.
All right, so we're here for the afterburner, 5 sets, 5 and 5 strict press, and then 5 and 5 single arm flies. So I got a dumbbell and a plate here. You guys can use whatever you have at home. Keep it light for the first couple rounds so you can really feel the upper back and use the proper muscles before you start getting heavy with this. So I'm going to demo with the 5-pound plate here. For the strict presses and the flies today, guys, let's try and focus on the positioning of our scap. So it's very common with the press, for example, to kind of almost overreach with that shoulder. So we're kind of pushing that shoulder out of its socket. I want you to keep the shoulder down. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge if you haven't done this or thought about this before, but keep the shoulder down. Think about pulling the shoulder blades towards each other, so squeezing them together to set that shoulder. Then from there, only just drive through that elbow as you go up and controlling the way down as you come down. Just make sure that shoulder is not moving out of its place. Kind of think of that as its foundation. Keep that foundation nice and strong. So holding it down with those lats, that's where it is, keeping it in that proper position, and then only just using that elbow to extend that weight overhead there. 5 reps there, guys, and then 5 reps on the opposite side. Feel free to use any position, so you can sit on the floor, legs straight, or in a straddle position. You guys can try anything for that strict press. For the flies, same idea here, guys. Might be a little bit harder to notice, but sometimes when you try to lift that weight up and it's a little bit too heavy, we almost want to use a little bit more of the traps to kind of lift it up to compensate. So again, right before you start, squeeze those shoulder blades together, keep that scap down, and then keep it slight bend in the elbow. Don't worry about keeping it nice and straight at first. Slight bend in the elbow, lift as high as you can while keeping that shoulder blade down, and then back down again. If it's only up to here, don't worry about going up in weight. Just try to see if you can go up a little bit higher each time without letting that shoulder roll forward or in any direction. So keep that nice and stable, and then increase your range of motion. Once you're comfortable getting it up to that shoulder height, at least, then you guys can go up in weight. Same thing as you can do it from a bent over position. So I'll bend over at the hips, slight bend in the elbow there, and then I'm going to think about pulling that weight out to the side. While I do that, I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together and making sure I'm not shrugging forward. I'm keeping the shoulder blade down. So enjoy this one, guys. 5 and 5 reps on each side. Great unilateral work to work on that balance of the strength on both sides. Increase in weight if it feels good. If not, just work on the positioning of the shoulder blades. See you guys tomorrow for the next workout.